outside the top spots.
One of the Greenville, better known for his park riding, but tearing it up on the vert ramp.
Going for a nice corkscrew flare. I actually thought Jeremy's been riding pretty well on vert this year at a lot of the mobile skate park series events. Another guy who's more known for his park riding, Ben Snowden. He can actually do some vert stuff. I've done a couple of shows with him in the past, and he gets picked on quite a bit because he wears an open face helmet.
Needs to get a full face, protect that mug. And there's Jim Burgess, one of the oldest guys in vert, but he's not afraid to throw down at will.
Pro rider, full-time dad, and he also holds a full-time job back in Phoenix at UPS, and he's another guy that's been working on his skills this year.
Tom Hagen, also a park rider, but man, can he whip it up when it comes to vert.
Tom's another guy I've been doing a lot of vert shows with this year, and he's been working on boosting those tail whips.
Eggleston, he's the Soaring Eagle from Denver, Colorado. He's always been a guy who goes straight up, straight down, and goes about 14 feet out.
If you go high, it's a lot flashier. You do get noticed a little more. I mean, I've always liked guys like Hoffman that go super high and do lots of like back-to-back variations. I mean, flares and things are important, but I think if you can get 10 feet plus on every wall, you're going to look a lot better out there than somebody getting 6 feet.
Well, Jay can get out there and consistently boom his tricks well over head high. He can do big 540s, and a couple of seasons ago, he learned another big one. He's been doing the tail whip, so he definitely has the ingredients to do well, Lee.
He does have the ingredients, but I think the only thing that hurts him is the fact that he does just go straight up and down, and he doesn't tend to, stray from that one area of the ramp.
There's a nice, huge 540, and there's the tail whip we talked about earlier. That's actually a variation, the alley-oop tail whip. I've never seen Jay do that before.
I haven't seen Jay do it either, and if he keeps doing moves like that, it's going to improve his score for sure.
Definitely winding down the last couple seconds of his run here, slowing it down, throwing a couple lip tricks in the mix, maybe a last couple airs, but he's definitely got a good run going right here.
Let's see if he's got that one last final trick to boost the score.
Every now and then we've been known to see him bust out an air to fakie or a backflip to fakie, but that was a great run for Jay. Lots of stuff thrown in there, and it was all at a consistent height. 84.75, that's a pretty good score.
And right here we're going to see one of the backbones of a win vert run, and that's a high, smooth 540. Done perfect.
Next to ride, a guy who can do smooth 540s as well, and actually several variations of them, Dennis McCoy.
Dennis really didn't want to do the 3-run final, even though I insisted he only had to do one. Dennis is just such a confident guy. He wants to roll in, show his wares, and get out of there.
Parker's always good for a really interesting soundbite. Show his wares and get out of there. I guess that's an interesting new way to talk about 540 variations, flares, and some 900s.
And those are all three things that Dennis can do for sure.
Actually, we saw him trying the 900 at this event last year at the very beginning of the show. You saw a guy crash on one. That was actually Dennis. He was so close to making it and just got blown off the bike. There's a nice 540.
The only problem with Dennis is he's always having wrist injuries that are just plaguing him. Ooh.
Oh, right as you say injuries, he goes down over the bars on a flare, spanked the front of his full face on the flat bottom. That's the worst part about it. When you go over the bars on the vert ramp, it just hurts.
And at 37, I'm sure it hurts a little bit more. And it looks like on this one, he carved a little bit further than he usually does. He usually goes straight up and straight down, so that had to have affected him.
And he landed pretty low and just blowing up. Tough break for Dennis McCoy there in his first run. Coming up next, we got a guy that did not compete at this event last year, Simon Tabron.
Boy, you got with
Simon,
Simon's rad.
Simon, yeah.
Simon's got so many hard tricks dialed, you'd expect to see them all.
I expect the 900 out of him tonight.
Been doing a lot of 5 variations. That's one of Simon's strong points.
Nice 540 tricks.
Simon and 540 are lovers.
There goes Parker with another one of those bizarre sound clips. Keep that guy away from the Freon in the AC portion of the athlete lounge. What is going on? Simon Tabron got a new look for this year. He's doing things these days without the brakes, Lee.
That's right. Without the brakes, that means more control or more out of control, how you look at it, but I think he's more in control.
Well, I actually heard a good soundbite from Matt Hoffman many years ago that brakes make you, they force you to land your tricks. You got no way of stopping, so you have to pull it. So that's a pretty good theory to go by.
Definitely a good theory, and Simon is known for pulling his tricks, doing nice, like a no-handed 540 right there.
That was a smooth no-handed 540, and there was an alley-oop turn-down 540. Very nice combo. That was actually 3 tricks in one right there.
And another thing about Simon, no pegs. He doesn't even bother with lip tricks. He just figures it's airs all the way.
He gets a corkscrew flare into the mix. Just learned those not too long ago. Another 540. Looked like he lost the speed for that one. Then he goes for an opposite 540.
Looks like he's having a good time out there, just waving it off. He knows he's got 2 more runs to go. Right here, we're going to see his huge no-handed 540. Stretch his hands as far as they can go, landing it smooth enough to do a alley-oop turn-down 540.
Nice run for Simon Tabron. First run score of 89.25, and that puts him in first, much to the appreciation of the fans here at the Fairplex. We are partway through the first runs here in the bike vert event. Plenty more coming up. Don't you even think about changing that channel. Welcome back to the LG Action Sports Championships of BMX Vert here at the Fairplex in Pomona, California. John Parker taking home the silver medal at this event last year. You see that graphic, Gilbert, Arizona. That's going to have to change here in the near future because he's about to become the newest resident of Camp Woodward East.
And it's going to be scary once he moves there because this guy, he learns all these tricks on his own, and riding with them is going to be incredible.
I can't imagine the things that John Parker is going to be trying next year after having a few months with a vert resi and a vert foam pit at his disposal. He actually had a foam pit in his backyard in Phoenix, but not a resi.
And look what he's doing right here. He's just coming out of the gate, doing bunches of back-to-back variations. The huge tail whip right there.
One thing that John does have in his bag of tricks, though, the double tail whip, and I'll guarantee you that we're going to see one of those here in his first run.
He's usually real consistent with that trick and likes to throw it down and get it out of the way as well.
Here comes a couple of setup airs, so I'm smelling double tail whip right here, and there it is, and oh man, just a little bit of over-rotation on that one. It just has to slide that one out.
He's all right, though. He seems to be able to get right up from his falls. And this is a single tail whip, pretty much child's play for John Parker. Does him with